Did you know these 5 facts about cave bears? I'm going to put a fact counter in the corner of this video and let's see how many you know. My name is Prehistoric Kate and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about cave bears. Cave bears can be traced back to the late Pliocene epoch, around 2.6 million years ago. They went extinct about 24,000 years ago, and we know this because in and around Europe there have been over 100,000 cave bear remains found in cave deposits. It's believed that extinction was a gradual process between 28,000 and 24,000 years ago. What is actually quite sad is that cave bear skeletons were in such abundance during World War I, over 30,000 specimens were boiled down for their phosphates. Cave bears and brown bears actually shared a common ancestor, the Etruscan bear. Another thing this prehistoric bear shares with our modern day bears is its size. Cave bears could have weighed anywhere between 400 to 1,000 kg. The largest cave bears are comparable to that of the Kodiak bears of Alaska and polar bears, which we know are just absolute units. Cave bears also had gender dysmorphism, and this is where male bears were genetically bigger, heavier, and more bulkier than females. It was actually believed that female cave bears were some underdeveloped dwarf subspecies, resulting in most cave bear remains on display being males. Speaking about skeletal remains, did you know that cave bears were thought to be preyed upon by cave lions? This theory has been hypothesized due to the amount of cave lions remains mixed with the bears. The cave lions will be looking for an easy meal in the harsh winter, only to be met with either a ferocious mother protecting her cubs or an 11-foot, 1,000 kg bear. Even though these bears would have 100% taken on these lions, towards the end of the Pliocene, cave bears were actually believed to be herbivores, and this is thought to be the partial reason for their demise. Did you know it's actually possible to know where a cave bear lived? Thanks to 3D dental topography experiments done on cave bear teeth, we were able to know what type of foods cave bears typically ate. This includes vegetation that contained mechanical properties to bamboo and hard mast. These substances can be found in tough vegetal resources of a high alpine biome, which bears nowadays don't feed on. Technology is wild, and the things that we can discover about the past continue to blow my mind. Before we move on to how cave bears went extinct, I think it's important to mention the human impact on these mammals. It is theorized that early humans worshipped these animals as gods, and through dissectification of cave paintings, we know that early humans saw cave bears as some type of importance. There is also a theory that the importance changed from worshipping the bears to defeating them. There have been necklaces discovered of bears' teeth and claws, weapons have been made out of them, and skull and bones have been found in enclosed crypts like trophies. There has also been theories of inclusion of the bears in rituals, such as burying rituals. As well as this, early humans would take in the caves where the bears would go to hibernate, so the continual constriction of available space would have definitely had some type of negative impact on these creatures. However, it is not theorized that humans were the direct cause of cave bears' extinction. It is thought that the inflexibility of their diet and the biomechanic changes and evolutionary developments of the cranium of the cave bears, along with climate change minimizing their food source, were the reasons for its extinction. So let's get into it. The mammals were not able to biologically change their diets during the times where their primary food source was low. Now, the reason why they were herbivores was due to geometrical changes of their cranium to allow for a larger, more expanded sinus system to help with their hibernation. The sinus system expanding aided in potentially causing more strain on the skull through the movement of chewing. The larger sinuses lighten the face, causing a lower density of bone tissue needed to grow the skull, therefore lower bone density. So essentially, the more bone, the more structural strength. As well as this, the development of paranasal sinuses caused the bear's skulls to develop up and backwards. This change to their craniums did not help distribute the stress caused by chewing with canines like carnivorous animals. Therefore, the sinuses expanding equaled less structural strength to support the physical forces needed to chew. Hyenas nowadays also have this type of domed cranium, however have modified it through evolution to cope with the lack of support. It's sad to think that this evolutionary change to help the bears hibernate during the brutal winters were the cause for their end. A lot of remains that have been found have either been very young or very old bears, with obvious signs of disease and illness. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!